Hi there, this is video 1.8, vocabulary part 2. So we are still on our way to doing proofs, but we need a few more vocabulary words. In the last video, we looked at sum and product, and basically it's like what's going on in the proof. And now we want to spend this video looking at how do we actually write that out. So a conjecture has been proved when it's been shown to be true for every possible case. Basically, this is accomplished by creating proof that involves general cases, variables instead of specific numbers. Here are the main things you need to know about. All right, so consecutive numbers. You know what that means. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Didn't say how many. I guess you could even do like -2, -1, 0, whatever. All right, so specific case, make sure you know what it means. And then the general case is how to show it with variables. Well, you pick a variable. I'm going to start with n. And then to get from, let's say 1 to 2, what did you do? You added 1. So if I start with n, my next one is going to be n plus 1. Whoops. And then to get to the next one, it'd be n plus, now I can go plus 1 plus 1. Well, why not just go plus 2? Right? So if I'm going from 1 to 3, yeah, let's do that. Plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. And you keep going as long as you need consecutive numbers. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive numbers. If I have to do a different set, I can use x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, you can keep going. So the variable you use doesn't really matter, but it's the pattern. You just keep adding plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, and you keep going for as many as you need. All right, even numbers. So 2, 18, 36, 108, 2000, I don't know, 56, whatever. Y'all know those are even numbers. What makes them even? Cool, they're all divisible by 2. So to show that, all you need to do is say 2 times some number. That's always going to be an even number. Check it out. If you, let's pick a number. So if I say, I don't know, 4. If I go 2 times 4, it'll be 8. That's an even. That's an even number. If I go 10, 2 times 10 is 20. That's an even number. Well, what if I started with 15? Well, 2 times 15 is going to be 30. So no matter what number you start with, if you double it, the answer is going to be an even number. Okay, so we have to be careful. If this question just generally says even numbers, 2n, 2x, 2p, 2q, 2r, whatever you want. Use whatever variables make you happy. Because what we want to show is that these are all not connected. Now, I'll go with this one, and this will make sense. Okay, so consecutive even numbers would mean counting like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, right? Counting up by 2s. You don't have to start at 2. You go 20, 22, 24, 26. All right. So if we start at an even number, so we can start at 2n. Now to get from there to there, what did you do? Just like we did up here, we didn't add 1 this time. We go plus 2. So the next one will be 2n plus 2. And then if we go to the next one, to go from 2 to 6, we added 4. So 2n plus 4. Are you seeing the pattern? And I'm thinking I should have left myself more room. 2n plus 6. And it just keeps going. So because all of these numbers, these ones, depend on where we started, we keep using the same variable, right? So if we started with this one, be 2p, and then 2p plus 2, 2p plus 4. So in this case, it was like 1. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 2 gives you the 4. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 4 gives you 6, right? See? Now for this one, to get the 20, be 2 times 10 gives me 20. And then it'd be 2 times 10 is 20, plus 2 more is 22. 2 times 10 is 20, plus 4 is 24. So we have to watch that. If it says consecutive, you keep using the same variable. If it doesn't include the word consecutive, you get to flip around and use whatever variables you like. All right, now odd numbers are, oddly enough, kind of odd. I had to do that. The pattern doesn't work great, but if I tell you 2 and I say, what's the next odd number? You're going to say 3. And if I pick 6, hopefully you're going to say 7. And if I pick 42, you're going to say 43. So basically, if you have an, oh, let's do it this way, an even number plus 1. That's how to think of odd numbers. There was one more than an even number, and it'll work all the time. So 1, 3, whoopsies, I don't have to go in order. 17, 43, excuse me, 99, 1001. 2n, excuse me, plus 1. 2p plus 1. 2q plus 1. Pick your favorite letters. 2j plus 1. Those are all going to be the different ones. So, for example, I guess if I wanted to generate 1, it'd be 2 times 0 plus 1. If I wanted to get to 3, 2 times 1, which is 2 plus 1. 17 would be 2 times 17, that'd be 8 plus 1. But there's your pattern. All right, consecutive odd numbers. Okay, just like up here, we're going to keep the same variable. But let's go 1, 3, 5, 7. So I start with an odd number, which is 2n plus 1. Now, get from there to there, that's plus 2. But if I take my first one, which was, I'm going to write it over here so our chart looks nicer. If I go 2n plus 1 plus 2 more. So that was this one. And I'm going to add 2. I'm going to get 2n plus 3. And then if I go like this, and I add 4, because to get from 1 to 5, that's give me 4. Well, I need 2 more than this, right? Because you're skip counting, even though it's odd numbers, you're going up by 2 all the time. 2n plus 5, 2n plus 7. All right, and we'll do a bunch of examples so this seems clear. I know this one made more sense. This one is just this extra plus 1 at the start kind of messes you up. All right, consecutive perfect squares would be 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared. Okay, so our first number, look at that word. Every time you see consecutive, you better use the same variables. So it'd be n squared. Now I go from there to there is plus 1. So n plus 1. Okay, notice how the brackets go? Squared. N plus 2, because we're just counting up, but we're squaring. So essentially, we're up here, and we're just putting brackets around it all, so squared. So n plus 3 squared. All right, last one here is multiples of whatever number you want. So let's just pick 5. So then you go 5n, 5p, 5z, 5y. Whoopsies. That should have been over there. We'll just do this. So like 5, 20, 40, 5. So all you do is put a 5 in front of whatever variable you want. If it didn't say consecutive, if it said consecutive, then you'd be using the same variable, and I've never seen that used. Yeah, maybe we'll come across it and I'll help you then. All right, cool. That is the end of video 1.8.